crazy. They think I don't know what I'm talking about. I realized one day if I destroy my ego instead of destroying other people, I become a beacon of hope for others, and I can actually become the man I'm supposed to be. By destroying my ego and destroying myself, I actually build myself up. Don't tell them I told you that.
Guys, the ego is something that we are trained. We think it's actually us. We think the ego is actually us, and it's not. We think ourself, our entirety as an entity on this planet, we think it's our ego. And our ego whole time is fictitious. It's fake. Your ego is not you, guys. And I had to learn this through mistakes, through my trials and tribulations on this earth. I had to learn the ego is fake. It's literally designed to keep us in misery, in pain. Because if something damages this fake thing that we created, which is the ego, you can no longer be happy, even though you have all the evidence to be happy. You have a roof over your head. You might have a beautiful family. You might have all the money you need, but you're not happy because your ego is telling you you need more. These people with billions of dollars are constantly running after more money, feel as though they can't help the planet because they're a slave to their ego that says, no, we need the most money. We need to be money man. Your ego tricks you out of your spot. Your ego, it all plays games on your mind. So when I learned for myself, like with me, my ego was telling me, okay, like if I'm not here at this certain time, I'm behind, or I'm not as much of a man if I'm not in this, if I'm not in shape, or if I'm not. You got to understand, guys, we all run different races. We all go through things at different times. So someone might be, your ego's telling you all the time, like, these people are ahead of me. Whole time we're running different races. No one is ahead of a different person because we all have different lives. Social media feeds your ego. It either feeds or destroys your ego. Either way, the thing that I learned is the person who is arrogant, aka egotistical, is the same as the person who's insecure. The difference is the person who's arrogant, if the person who was insecure had what made the person who was arrogant had, they would be arrogant. And if the person who's arrogant lost what makes them arrogant, they would become insecure. So they're inversions of the same thing. The problem is the ego, guys. The more you learn how to destroy your ego, the more you learn that the things that you think you needed were just things you created in your mind. Like, you think that you need these sneakers that you like maybe they look nice on you, but you think you need them. You think you associate your identity with clothes, with money, with temporary things. That lets you know your ego is in the way, because you're gonna lose these things one day. No one's gonna live forever, and that's okay, because you are not this body. You are the spirit in the body. The ego is something that society has forced us to create so that we can live within the realm of society. However, when you learn how to destroy the ego, you actually become who you were destined to be, who you were meant to be. This is why most people don't know themselves, because they only know their own ego. Just because you know what you like and what you don't like, that doesn't mean you know yourself. You might know, okay, I don't like this food. I like this food, or I like this thing and I don't like this thing. That does not mean you know yourself. Knowing yourself is on a deep spiritual level. And that's just what most people are missing. They always say, like, we know something is missing in life. We know something isn't right. But I kept doing an investigation. I kept delving into it. I wanted to know. I just wanted to know the truth. I wanted to know the truth even if it made me uncomfortable. I wanted to know the truth even if I was going to be looked at weird after. Because I wanted to know the truth, I became who I was supposed to be. I started becoming who I'm supposed to be. It's a process. It's a journey. But I learned the ego has to be killed. It has to be destroyed. It has to be snuffed out, because living through ego is the easiest thing you can do, and it's the most damaging thing you can do. The world's going to tell you it's okay, like, live through your ego, be egotistical. You're going to get rewarded for being egotistical. But guys, the more you live through your ego, your time is coming. Let's say you're egotistical and you're arrogant about money. You lose that money, something happens. Now all of a sudden you're not feeling like yourself. You just went from feeling though you're better than everyone else, you're in heaven, and then you crash right back down to hell because your identity was predicated over something fake that was not meant to last. Or you're tall. If I get put in a wheelchair, I'm not Dipsy. No, because my identity does not revolve around something superficial like how tall I am. My identity is closer associated with my intellect, with how I express myself. You see the deeper meaning behind what I'm saying? So we have to start to associate ourselves with deeper layers of ourselves so that we can become who we're actually meant to be. And it took me a while, but I'm finally getting there. I'm finally understanding why, because I couldn't understand, like a Shaolin monk, for example, like why would you go to the mountain? You don't have a phone, you don't have internet, you don't have women, you don't have anything that could bring you pleasure. And they're talking about they're living these amazing lives. I finally get it now. Not to say I'm going to be a monk. I mean, who knows, right? But I finally get why people go through to that extent to remove themselves, because all these things around us are really crutches. They make us miserable even if we don't want to acknowledge it. All these things keep us miserable, and I've had enough. I'm not going to be an accomplice to the madness anymore. I'm not going to be just another person walking around in this filth, and I'm not going to call it out. It's a lot of the things around us are garbage, and our ego tells us we need them. Like, I like to dress nice, right? But this little jacket doesn't make me who I am, dude. Nothing external makes me who I am. It simply is a reflection of who I am inside. But none of these things define me. And when we get into those mindsets of these things define us, like if you ask most people who they are, they're going to tell you their name or their job. That is not who you are, man. We are energy. We are energy in motion, emotion. So we have to take our emotion and put it towards motion. All right, guys, so it's Dipsy. I hope you guys got the moral of the story. The ego needs to go. It needs to be destroyed. Some of you guys are just so used to being egotistical, you don't understand it's not natural. It's not how we were meant to live. Make sure you do something positive today, and I'll catch you guys later, and peace out.